Oh, it's working on every end, so we'll see if anybody gets in here. Let me go to YouTube. The boob tube.
Goes up on all of them at once.
Yeah, I got it on all of them at once right now. Let me see. YouTube Studio. All right. I guess we're ready.
All right, so we're doing.
Hold on. All right. Me and Mike back with quick hits and picks 4. We haven't done this in a minute, and I don't remember what our record is. It's not good. But we're going to be going over the UFC card this weekend and who we pick and who we think is going to win. But first, let's go over the Adesanya and Robert Whitaker fight. What do you think about that? A couple weeks ago.
Man, great fight. I'm surprised about all the controversy. To be honest.
I mean, he thought he won rounds 2 through 5.
Yeah, I don't.
Robert did.
I mean, it's shocking to me. A lot of people were saying he won a whole bunch of those rounds. So I think as far as the judging goes, there's definitely still a lot of subjectivity, to it. But I mean, who did more damage in those rounds? It was pretty obvious to me that the first round wasn't even close. Some of those rounds were close, especially towards the end. But I mean, I thought Adesanya clearly won the decision.
No, yeah, when I watched it, I thought Robert won too, and I think he won the second and the fifth, maybe. Other than that, I thought Izzy actually it wasn't. I didn't think those rounds were close. And then last weekend, who was it? Islam and Bobby Green.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't even get to see that one. I was moving my gym, so I have to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, it didn't last but a couple of minutes.
I saw the finish. Was that the whole fight?
Yeah, basically. I mean, you should never throw a kick against a wrestler.
Yeah, not one like that.
Not a body kick. But I mean, leg kicks is even rare themselves, but body kicks definitely not. But no, other than that, all right, let's go on to this card. Do you want to do?
I heard Islam called out Jordan Burroughs for a wrestling match.
Oh, I don't know who wins that. It's just completely different wrestling styles.
Oh yeah, no, I think it would be real easy for Burroughs.
All right, you want to start from the beginning, or do you want to go through just the main card?
I mean, we can go through. There's actually some pretty good fights in the undercard. There's a few that I like, so we can go through some of them, or we can just go to the main card and see if we have time.
We'll go through some of them. Try to keep it short.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go Dustin Jacoby versus Michael Olejuk.
Yeah, I like Jacoby on this one. I think he's I'll go with Jacoby by decision.
By decision?
Yeah.
They got him as top 20 on Tapology. Oh yeah, he's beat some decent guys. I've watched him. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dustin Jacoby as well. I don't got much on that. Let's see. I don't even know how to say his name. Ludovic Klein versus Devontae Smith. Devontae started out super hot in the UFC, and then
he ran into some trouble.
Yes. So who you got on that?
I think Smith. It's like you said, he started out really hot. Ran into I think he lost to Kama Worthy.
Kama Worthy knocked him out.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise. So he's shown.
And then he won one since then, and then lost to Jamie Malarkey.
Yeah, and I think Klein's moving up a weight class for this fight. I think I think Smith's the way to go on this one, but I mean, I'm not super confident. He might get blasted really hard. It's hard to say, but I'm definitely going to pick Smith on this one.
His only the other guy's only win is Shane Young. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Devontae Smith by possible TKO, third round.
Klein's looked good though. I mean, even in his losses, he hasn't looked terrible. He's looked, he's definitely skilled. It's not going to be an easy fight, but well with Smith.
Next one, Tim Elliott versus Tagir Olabakov. I mean, Tim Elliott, he actually finds a way to stick around in fights as far as like keep him super close, but then it's like he'll play around and move and not go in for the finish when he can. When I say finish, is like control a position or something. So I'm gonna have to go with Tagir.
Yeah, same here. I haven't seen a whole lot of Tagir. I think I saw his last fight with Nascimento, but I remember being close. But Tim Elliott's been too inconsistent. I can't really pick the guy.
No, yeah, like he has good movement and he trained with a good camp. He moved to what, James Krause's?
Yeah, and he's really skilled. And Krause is awesome. I mean, he's a phenomenal cornerman. But I just Elliott's he's been around for a long time.
Yes.
I think he's past the point where he's going to really change his game. He fights. He's a little bit. He's unpredictable, which makes him dangerous. But at a certain point, being unpredictable becomes predictable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're never going to push in. All right, next one, Umar Nurmagomedov. Everybody knows that last name versus Brian Kelleher. Brian got a bunch of power. He's actually a decent wrestler. Decent. No guillotines and rear naked chokes, but I don't know how the rest of his jiu-jitsu game is really. But you said what, Brian Kelleher is a plus 800?
Yeah, so I think Nurmagomedov's a minus 800, but Kelleher is like a plus 5 something. It's ridiculous. So this fight's definitely way closer than that. Kelleher is not bad at all. He's just getting no respect from the books. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
so
it's hard. I mean, you see what happens when Islam gets on you and how it was when Khabib. So if they can, I don't know if Brian can stay off the cage. None of these guys try to take you down in the middle. They only try to push you back to the cage and then they shoot.
Yeah.
So if he can stay out in the middle and throw one of those big left hooks, then maybe he can catch him. But I don't see that happening. I go with Umar.
Yeah, that's probably a safe pick. I mean, I think he probably should be a favorite by a margin, but not that kind of margin. But I mean, Kelleher is way better than giving him credit for. When Kelleher is on point, he looks really good sometimes. So, I mean, he's not bad on the cage either. He's pretty good at turning people on the cage and using the cage himself. I don't know if he'll be good enough to do it with Nurmagomedov, but Nurmagomedov, while he's been impressive, he hasn't really been tested. This is his first real test, in my opinion. Kelleher is a big step up in competition for him, but he has been pretty much dominating everyone he's ever fought. So
yeah,
I can understand the hype here.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next fight I'm actually looking forward to, Marina Moroz versus Maria Agapova. And Marina's from Ukraine, so that's a big story this week since Ukraine and Russia are at war.
That's good.
But overall, Marina Moroz has a really, really good striking style. I like her striking style. She doesn't have a bunch of power with her, but her movement, her setups, her feints are all good. I'm going with Marina Moroz.
Yeah, I was actually going to pick Moroz also, but it was kind of a close one for me because I've been impressed with Agapova also.
Yeah, I agree.
But what was the fight that one of Moroz's fights really impressed me? I forgot who it was, but she knocked her down and jumped on her back and got a really sweet choke. I can't remember which fight that was, but I've been really impressed with her. I was on the fence a little bit on this one, but I was leaning towards Moroz. But now that you mentioned that Ukraine thing, man, that's a pretty big factor. Imagine your country's at war, people you know and love, or in a country being invaded right now. It might be kind of hard for her to focus. I don't know.
Or she just wants to really push hard because of all of that.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think since you're going Moroz, I might lean to the other side on this one and go with Agapova.
Good. I need to get some wins.
Yeah.
Some dubs. All right. Next one is Nick Nurmagomedov versus Kennedy Njoku. I remember seeing this dude. He's from what? He's same as Kamaru Usman. So everybody thought he was going to be killing him when he got in the UFC. He fought on the Ultimate Fighter, I mean not the Ultimate Fighter, Dana White's Contender Series. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, and he won by head kick. But in the UFC, he's 3-2, but the two I've seen him lose didn't look good. He trains at Fortis where with Saeed, and Saeed's a really good coach. But I'm gonna have to go Nick on this one.
Yeah, it's I think he's Nigeria's only guy to lose in the past 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's
well, not necessarily. Didn't Izzy lose to
yeah, that's right.
to
Yeah,
Jan? Because I was thinking about that
Yeah.
earlier today. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say nah.
Yeah. Izzy lost. Yeah, he went up a weight class and lost. But yeah, he was the only guy besides that. So I don't know. He's tough. You know, he hasn't really impressed me either. But I think that based on what I've seen, if he can survive the first round, people like gas out trying to finish him, and then he takes over. You know, he's like one of those guys.
Yeah.
So I think maybe he can pull off a decision. So I'm going to go with Kennedy on this one. I'm going to say that he wins the second and third round.
You got Kennedy?
Yeah.
All right. So that's two in a row. Yeah. All right. Let's go Marina Rodriguez versus Zhao Ninyan. I'll let you go. I'll let you start.
Oh, well, this is a no-brainer for me. I'm real high on Rodriguez. She's been killing it. I think she's awesome. So, I can't believe this is so early on the card. Honestly, this is one of the ones I wanted to talk about the most. I think this should be on the main card.
I agree. And there's always a woman on the main card. What woman fight is on the main card? None. I think.
Yeah, that's stupid. This one should be up there.
No, yeah. I mean, Jan, the only person she lost to is Carla Esparza. And Carla Esparza used to be the champ and is working her way back up to a title shot. Beat Claudia Gadelha, which is not an easy win. Beat Carolina Kovalevich, which when she first got to the UFC was killing it. Thought she was going to be the champ at one point. Beat Angie Hill. I mean, she's only lost the one against Carla Esparza, and who's a great wrestler for the women. She lost ground and pound from a crucifix in that. But other than that, I mean, I am really high on Marina Rodriguez. Really good striker. She fought not too long ago. Who did she fight? Mackenzie Dern, which I was surprised that she won that. I thought Mackenzie Dern was going to be able to take her down, but Mackenzie Dern tried to strike with her because she'd been working on her striking a bunch, so I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, but Mackenzie also, her takedowns aren't great, so it's hard for her to get in sometimes.
Yeah, well, they both lost to Carla Esparza. Yeah. She had a draw with Cynthia Caval, who's not an easy fight for anybody. So they both been fighting really good people. She beat Michelle Watterson. I don't know. I might have to go Jan on this one.
Oh, yeah? All right. I'll take that any day. Because, I mean, Marina's most impressive fight to me was Ribas. You know, that was
Amanda Ribas. Yeah.
That one blew me away. I thought, Ribas was killing it. I picked Ribas in that fight. And, Rodriguez surprised me in that one.
All right. Well, that's 3 in a row. I just think, man, I don't know. Even though Jan got finished by Carla and Marina didn't, I think it'll be a different fight because she's not fighting a wrestler. All right. Next one, Jalen Turner. It's going
to be a stand-up fight for sure.
Jalen Turner versus Jamie Malarkey. And Jamie Malarkey, like we were talking about earlier, fought Ludwig Klein. Jalen Turner, I think he's just too tall for anybody at 155. He's what, 6'3", 6'4", something like that?
6'3",
yeah. That dude's got huge reach. He's got good wrestling, good submissions. I was surprised when he lost to Matt Frivola, and I wasn't surprised when he lost to Vicente Luque. He fought Max Mustaki on the Contender Series. I remember when that, because Max broke his foot in the first round, but he was still teeing off on Max a little bit. And I fought Max before I got to the UFC, 2 fights before I got back to the UFC. Beat Brock. I'm going to have to go with Jalen. I think it's just going to be too hard for Jamie Malarkey to get in on that range.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence on this one too. I mean, to me, it's like, Jalen Turner is just nasty. He's really impressive, overall. Super tall for the weight class, and just slick too. I love the way he, sets his strikes up and, dead accurate. Malarkey he's impressed me really a lot in the past couple fights though. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised this one either way. But I'm going to go with Turner also on this one. You know, I think he's a little sharper, but I think Malarkey might make this gritty, you know, and get ahead. So
yeah, well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Malarkey has power, and
yeah,
his good counter striking. He has really good counter strike. I remember when he fought Kamaru, and knocked him out with that left hook to ground and pound, and then Devontae Smith finished him. I remember both of those, and I was surprised at how good he was. But like I said, I don't think he'll be able to get in the range. He's 6 foot. Jalen Turner's what 6'3", but with all he's got a reach longer than 6'3".
This is another one where I think the timing in the fight is going to play a role. I think as the fight goes on longer, Malarkey's going to do better. You know.
Oh, I don't know. Well, yeah, Jalen has 1.5 inch reach on him. All right, next one: Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy. I'll let you start.
All right. Well, you know, everyone knows Greg Hardy, and I mean Spivak. Who beat Hardy last time? I can't remember.
Tai Tuivasa, but he almost knocked Tai Tuivasa out, and then as he rushed in, that's what got him kind of messed up. If he would have just took his time, he had Tai. I'm talking about wobbly legs.
Yeah, I remember that. And I didn't think he had a chance in that fight. I thought he was way outmatched. And then you know that's Tai's just knocked out Derek Lewis.
Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah. I said there was 0 chance in him winning that fight. Tai Tuivasa winning that fight.
I was kind of wanting it, but I mean, I think Greg Hardy's only lost to really, really tough guys.
Arsen Tabir, yeah.
And I think Spivak's almost on that level, but I don't think he's quite as tough as the guys that have beaten Hardy so far. I mean, recently anyway, you know, his last 2. And Hardy's getting better and better every fight. He has looked so much better.
I was surprised after he how well he fought Alexander Volkov. After he fought Juan Adams and then he had the no contest against Sassoli. I was surprised. I was like, man, he stands no chance. They're feeding him to the wolves against Alexander Volkov. And that went to a decision.
Yeah. And I mean,
it wasn't a close decision, but it went to decision.
This is an example. We always used to talk about it back in the day. Like, what if, an elite NBA or NFL level athlete came into UFC? Yes. What would it look like? Well, now we're kind of seeing it. This guy's coming from like nothing and looking so much better every fight. That's that level of athleticism he brings. It's turning into just elite level fighter. I mean, he's becoming one right in front of our eyes.
Well, he's got a knockout power. Should have knocked out Tai if he would have been smart. And I say that there's a lot of people that get rocked and come back. So I can't say that. So I don't know. But I'm glad that he didn't fight. I'm glad he didn't end up fighting Alexei Olenek. That fight wouldn't have been good. He would have got taken down and finished pretty quick, I feel like.
Yeah. And so Spivak's good, but I'm gonna go with Hardy on this one. It's not something I thought I would have said. If you asked me this a year ago or 2 years ago, I probably, would have said, nah, no way. But
I got to go Spivak. I remember when Spivak got knocked out with that knee by Walt Harris. I haven't seen Walt Harris fight in a while. I don't know what's going on with that. But I remember him also arm triangling Tai Tuivasa. He lost to Marcin Tybura, but Marcin Tybura is a beast. Carlos Felipe, gritty fighter, good fight. But Tom Aspinall, that fight didn't look as good as I thought that he might take out Tom Aspinall, but that's when I found out how good Tom Aspinall really was. That's that. I think we went over that one night. We both thought Spivak might win that one, but I got Spivak. He just has too much experience for Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy is getting better, and he hasn't fought in a while since he lost to Tai, but I think his experience is going to show, and he can keep his range and not get knocked out with one of those one-hitter quitters, because Greg Hardy's wrestling is getting better, but I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big factor too. Is how well is he going to stick to his game plan? How good is his wrestling going to be? So I mean, we'll see. I'm basing this off of the improvements that I've seen from Hardy to Hardy fight.
Yeah, and it's been a stretch since he's fought.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I get to pick first. Kevin Holland. We're on the main card again. So the last one was the start of the main card. I think. Well, they're never going to put Greg. They're never going to have Greg Hardy not on the main card. So, I mean, I think they should have just had a 6-fight main card and had Marina Monroe's on there. Marina Rodriguez and Jan. But anyways, Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira. Alex Cowboy Oliveira is good experience, and he's weathered some storms. But and I personally not gonna say I like Kevin Holland's style a lot, but I think he's the better fighter. He's got the better jiu-jitsu, I believe. I believe they're both black belts though, but I think Kevin Holland's better at that, and he's a lot longer than Alex Oliveira. Oliveira used to be 55er. He's moved up to 70. I feel like Kevin Holland could fight at 85. So, I mean, I'm just going to go with Kevin Holland.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, actually, they're really similar. You know, they're both kind of wild. They both.
Oliveira's old with a lot of fights, and that chin's kind of worn down.
We got the older guy. He's older and smaller, and I think he's just kind of outmatched a little bit in most areas. So I'm going with Holland too. It'd be nice to see Holland get back in the win column. I think that's kind of what they're doing here.
And he's been working his wrestling with DC.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's been ever since his last fight.
Yeah, that's a big factor. I think DC is probably one of the unsung heroes in UFC coaching. I mean, I think the reason AKA got so good is because DC was there. You know, you can see everyone's game. Just they all started doing the same
100%.
thing. Every single person there got better when DC started fighting there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then you can look over here. I agree. But yeah, even when Kane was there, Kane was the only one with that kind of style. Now it's
even Kane got better. Everyone got better.
Yeah, I agree.
Kane just can't.
Which is crazy because nobody even knew about DC back then. Even though he was Strike Force champ and everything, he wasn't really the man out there at AKA. All right, next one's a crazy one. I don't even know how to think this one's going to go. Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barboza. I'm glad you get to go first.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. I love Bryce Mitchell. This kid's amazing. You know, he's from the South.
Yeah,
he's fun. He's got the personality. He has it all. He's on a win streak.
Trunks.
Yeah, he's super. You know, he's hot right now.
Win streak. He's undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he's got everything going for him, and he's fighting. I mean, I think this has got to be the toughest fight he's ever had. You know?
Oh, 100%.
So
the way that I look at this, well, I'll let you go ahead and then I'll say it because I want you to pick.
Yeah, but I mean, Barboza is. I mean, he's definitely been around for a long time. I think that's what people are looking at because Bryce is a pretty big favorite. I think people are looking at Barboza's been around so long and all this, and you know,
not even that.
He dropped a weight
striking
class.
So good.
Yeah, and that's a big factor for me. So I mean,
I was highly surprised when Edson got knocked out by what's the guy I fought? Giga.
Yeah, that was surprising. I was surprised by that too, honestly. I thought that was going to be a war, you know. And
I mean, it was until then.
Yeah, and he just laid into him. You know, that was great work by Giga.
100%.
I was surprised by that also. But I mean, Barboza has looked incredible at 145. I mean, he got that loss, and I think people are sleeping on him a little bit, but he's looked great at 145. Like, it's hard for me to pick against him as much as I like Bryce. The few things that I'm thinking here, like I've seen him putting out rap videos and stuff. I think he might be.
Hey, his were better than Tyron Woodley's.
Oh yeah, way better. Yeah. I haven't really checked them all out or anything like that. But when I see people doing like stuff like that, there's a pretty consistent pattern. You know, sometimes the training, doesn't get quite as focused on, you start to get that hype going, and then, that hype kind of takes away some of your hunger a little bit, and
yeah,
I think, all things considered, I would love to see Bryce win. I want this kid to stay undefeated. I really like him. He's from, kind of from our area in a way, which I always want to root for. But I think this is a big step up, and just all the factors surrounding it. I got a gut feeling on Barboza, and I'm surprised he's an underdog, honestly. So I'm going to have to go with Barboza on this one as much as I like Mitchell. I'd be happy to be wrong, though.
Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say is this kind of reminds me of the Dan Ige fight, which he didn't. I mean, I thought Edson would than Dan Ige fight. Dan Ige fight. It was a split decision. It was really, really close. But I thought Edson won. But Dan and Bryce were supposed to fight, or were wanting to fight at one point. I remember Bryce talking a bunch of junk to Ali because that's Dan's manager. But they have similar styles, and I think Dan he's a black belt, really good jiu-jitsu. I think Bryce's might be better, and I think Bryce's takedowns are better. I don't think Bryce has the striking that Dan has. So the question is, was it Dan's striking that got him the takedowns and got him in, keep him in the fight, or was it that his wrestling was that good? So Bryce's striking isn't great. So he's going to have to depend on taking him down. And if Edson knows he doesn't really have to worry about the strikes, then it's a lot easier to stop the takedowns. Now, that being said, Khabib also knocked down Connor because he thought he only had to worry about the takedowns. So I don't know. I want Bryce to win. Like you said, he's from here. Me and him were going to fight a couple times, amateur and pro in the beginning. Never came through. But I want Bryce to win, and if I'm wrong on my pick, then I'll be happy. But I got to go with Edson. I think his athleticism. I don't think Bryce has fought anybody with the athleticism. Like, his strikes come so quick, his kicks come so quick. The thing is, Edson needs to be smart and not just throw naked kicks. Like I said, you don't throw kicks to a wrestler, especially to the body, and that's what he's going to try to do. But other than that, he punches hard. Every strike he throws is fast. There's not much setup, so I have to go with Edson, but I hope Bryce wins.
Yeah, we're same on that one.
All right, next one: Rafael dos Anjos is co-main versus Renato Moicano. Renato is a beast, really good striking, good jiu-jitsu, good takedowns, but I think dos Anjos wins that one kind of easily. I think it goes to decision. I think Rafael just has too much cardio, too much control on the ground. Even though Renato is going to try to get up and use his jiu-jitsu to get up and create space and use his elbows. He's got good elbows from the bottom and from the top. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Renato, like I said, has really good striking. Doesn't really have a bunch of knockout power. When he first got to the UFC, he was killing it until he ran into who did he lose to? Brian Ortega.
He killed Brian Ortega in that fight too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one of the ones Brian Ortega pulled it out of his ass. Same. Brian did that against Clay Guida. I mean, talking about last seconds. I mean, he's done that so many times.
I know.
What's that other guy? What's the other guy? I know we're not even supposed to be talking about Brian Ortega, but
it's hard not to talk about Brian Ortega.
Thiago Tavares. I'm talking 4 minutes and 10 seconds. He was getting ground and pounded to death all 3 rounds, and finally got a chance, and he made it count.
Oh yeah, don't give that guy a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't miss it.
With that being said, back to Renato Moicano. I think dos Anjos takes it pretty easily. Like I said, I think it'll go all 3 rounds, but I think dos Anjos' cardio is too good, and his striking's almost equal with Moicano, so he won't have to worry about just shooting in and controlling. But I think he will. I think it'll be pretty similar to the Anthony Pettis fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because you got technical striker in Pettis, technical striker in Moicano. Moicano does throw a lot of really good straight punches more often than Pettis does, which I think it'll make it a little harder for dos Anjos to get in. But I think dos Anjos is going to get in there. He's going to get him on the fence, and even if he doesn't take him down, I think he's going to be able to hold him on the fence a lot. So it's definitely, it's hard not to pick Anjos in this one. As much as I'd love to see Moicano win, this is another one. Moicano's exciting. He's up and coming. He's coming off a big win. I would love to see him win and, get into that title picture. But, this is even at a catch weight. Who missed weight on this one? Or they just do catch weight? It's 160.
No, I'm pretty sure Moicano took this whenever, remember he was supposed to fight Islam or somebody. And they put this one together. Not last minute, but not full camp either. Yeah, but Moicano did look really good against Alexander Hernandez. I mean, he was piecing him up the whole time.
Yeah.
Did whatever he wanted to. But
that was his first fight at 55. This will be his first fight in the UFC at 55. This is his first at 160. So, I mean, this is a tough style matchup. So I'm going to go with dos Anjos, but I would love to be wrong on this one too.
I think dos Anjos pretty easily. Like I said, I don't think dos Anjos finishes it, but I think he controls. That being said, hey, if dos Anjos and Conor were going to fight back in the day, who do you have?
Oh, back in the day? I mean, honestly, in hindsight or back then?
I mean, both.
So in hindsight, I'd probably pick Connor now, but back then I would have picked Dos Anjos.
Same. The reason what changed it for me, I can't remember which fight it was, but I was like, I didn't think he would be able to beat Dos Anjos back then, but I can't remember what fight happened. Maybe it's Eddie Alvarez, because didn't Dos Anjos and Eddie Alvarez fight or something, and it was kind of close.
Well, Dos Anjos and Eddie Alvarez fought, and it wasn't close. But I thought, Dos Anjos.
That's right.
Yeah, he looked so. I actually bet money on that fight because I saw the state Dos Anjos was in. Dude, he looked bad. He looked bad all fight week because I was there for a martial arts show.
Yeah,
and man, he looked bad all week. He was like yelling at his corner. His eyes were sunken in. He looked sick. So I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't put a bet on Alvarez.
once I saw that, how that fight went, and I saw how Connor did Eddie Alvarez, I was like, oh my God, that fight wouldn't even been close. That being said, I think Dos Anjos wins this fight easily in a 3-round decision. Oh, it's 5 rounds. Wonder why that is. I guess they might be doing all co-mains 5 rounds now. I don't know.
That's pretty cool if they're doing that.
Because it's definitely not a title fight. All right, not even close. Last one, I guess you get to go first. Colby Chaos Covington versus Jorge Masvidal.
Oh man,
Gamebred.
I don't want to go first on this one, but so I mean, on paper, you look at the style matchups. It's hard not to just immediately say Colby just because of the skill sets, the way they match up. But I mean, looking at the history here and looking at Masvidal's ability to game plan and adapt, and I mean, I think Masvidal's brilliant, and he was a big part of Colby's camps and Colby's training when Colby was coming up. There might be a little bit of that big brother factor, that's in the back of people's heads. So, I mean,
yeah, but Colby was the same to Masvidal. He was in the corner too.
Yeah, that's true. It is, but I think Masvidal was the old school guy, kind of, Colby came, I don't know. I just, Masvidal's definitely been in the fight game a lot longer than Colby, and I think that he probably had more of an influential role in Colby's game than the other way around. So, and plus he's got a database, you talk about a guy that's brilliant with game planning. He's got a database of everything Colby does for years, so.
Yes. So you got Jorge.
And he went against Usman. So he's got, he got a feel for, I think Usman's pretty similar to Colby, just slightly better version.
So you got Jorge?
I'm going to go with Jorge. Yeah.
Who do you like more as a personality, whatever?
Well, it's hard to say, because Colby's personality is fake. But
no, they both who's real fakeish personality do you like more?
Which one do I like more? Definitely Masvidal.
Yeah, I don't like Colby at all as a person. But that being said, yeah, they trained together for a long time. Jorge, I think after that Ben Askren win, just shot him through the roof. I mean, not even that, and him knocking out Till, beating Cowboy. I mean, the Nate Diaz fight, I knew that fight was going to go exactly like that. But I think Kamaru Usman and Colby are, like you said, are pretty similar, and neither one of those fights was close with Usman. Usman, so I think Colby's going to crush him. I do hope that Jorge wins. I want Jorge to win, but I just don't see it happening. I don't care about how much you trained back then, and it's not training. This is a fight, and I think Colby and his not just his cardio, because his cardio is great. Jorge's got great cardio too, but I think Colby's going to be able to outstrike him and be able to out-wrestle him for sure. I don't think he gets submitted or finished, but I think Colby wins at least 4 out of 5 rounds and wins by decision. But who knows? He might get knocked the fuck out. He got knocked out not too long ago, so the chin might not be right.
Yeah, so did Masvidal.
Yeah, true. That's true.
But I think, I think when it comes to, and that's the thing, when it comes to a finish, I think Masvidal has a better chance of finishing Colby, than Colby has of finishing Masvidal. But yeah, if it goes to decision, I don't think it'll be a close decision. I think Covington's going to get a decision for sure.
And I said he got knocked out. I was thinking about a long time ago when he fought Usman. He wasn't even really a knockout, just had a broken jaw. But no, that last fight was close. I also thought Colby would beat Kamaru that last time, but it didn't happen. But no. So yeah, you're going Jorge. I'm going Colby. I guess we gonna see. So we got a good little bit of picks that are different. So we should be able to differentiate. I have to go back and check and see what our what our scores are. But man, did you look at the fights that were supposed to be on this card? Dos Anjos was supposed to fight Fiziev, Rafael
Fiziev.
Yeah. And then let me see, which Aljamain and Peter Yan were supposed to be on here. Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be a good card, a great card. It's still pay-per-view worthy just because the main card, other than the main card, I only like about 2 or 3 of the fights. But I don't know. I guess we're going to see. That's our wrap up for UFC 272. You got anything else you want to go over?
Oh man, I think that's solid. I'm excited for this card. I can't wait for it, honestly.
I think I'm going 100%. Y'all might want to go put your bets in right now. I'm going 100%. I'm going perfect. Bet everyone, put $100 down, make you some money. Yeah. If you lose, don't come at me and tell me I owe you $100.
This will be the last hit picks for a while if that happens.
Nah, quick hits and picks. No, it won't. No, it won't. I take it like a man. But other than that,
as long as I don't get more picks right than him, then it'll be right back.
But that never happens, so we don't got to worry about that. But all right, I guess we're out. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot.
Later.
Good stuff. Yeah, I was trying not to breathe into it, and I guess I was talking too far away.
Okay, what about this one, B? We got that, hey, sleight of hand, no magic tricks, and that adrenaline, well, that's the fix. Unless it gets my heart pumping, ain't no competition. Anybody who want it can come get some ambition, baby. Where there ain't no ceilings. If you feel some type of way, hey, get out your feelings. It's a duel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Max a million. Talking dollars, that's the minimum. The max a billion. Whoa, bees killer in my corner. We armed with them bars. Get the bump and set it off like alarms in them cars. Before you think about it, stop in the octagon. Before you end up getting dropped in the octagon. Respect is in order and you better respect it. Or it's off with his head. Guillotines for breakfast. Good night. I done seen successes and my seed successes of this legacy. You're looking at a king, a legend.